Hello, welcome back to my haunted library. It's Regina. Today I have another Regina's Haunted Drive-In, although it should be Regina's Haunted Video Store, because this is a straight-to-video film. I even can't even really call it a film. It's more like a video, like a schlocky video store, straight-to-video, shot on video, and it has a certain charm that I appreciate. Now, I'm not saying it's a good movie because it certainly isn't, but I really enjoyed it. So, in that so bad it's good category, I would definitely put Gothic Vampires from Hell right up there. So, I discovered this film when I was in Portland, Oregon, visiting my sister in December, and she took me to this wonderful place called Movie Madness, and it's an old fashioned video store, kind of like you're stepping back in the 80s. It has a little museum of movie memorabilia and every movie you can possibly imagine. And it was great to be there and just browse. I really miss video stores, and I'm sure there are a lot of you out there who feel the same way. Kind of like going to a bookstore or a library. And of course, we do have videos in my lending library, but not like the tons of horror that used to be in those old 80s style video stores. And I am a bit nostalgic for it. In fact, I was watching the other night, my husband and I were watching Body Double by Brian De Palma, which we really enjoyed. I had seen that movie many times. It's not De Palma's best, but it certainly has some great things in it. And there's one scene where the main character, now I'm blanking on his name. He's in Ghost Story. I'm going to put his name there because I can't, it escapes me, the actor's name. But the movie stars Melanie Griffith. I guess she's the most famous actor in it. He goes into this old, well, it's not old. It's like an LA 80s video store, and it's all like painted hot pink, looking for a porn video where he has to go in the back room to find the porn video. It made me very nostalgic, not for the porn room, because I never went in the porn room, but Tilda may have. I can't say for sure. But I missed the whole ambiance of the video store. So I really had a great time watching this movie the first time with my sister and her husband in Washington State. They have this country house on the river, and it had no or very little internet. In fact, I was going to go out there in this summer and work on my novel, but because of COVID and everything, I've kind of been grounded like so many of us. But I'll get there eventually. And we watched a lot of movies, we drank a lot of good wine, and had a great time. And Gothic Vampires from Hell, we really had a good laugh watching this movie. So I don't want to recommend it as like a good movie, like this is like The Exorcist or something. I'm not saying that at all. So please, if you take my recommendation, don't get mad, because I'm giving you a warning. It's like a bad movie that has its charms. Industrial metal band Gothic Vampires from Hell is just starting out in the business. In their quest for a recording contract, they encounter Anastasia and Jasmine, these very sexy actresses, the mysterious owners of Gotham Records. For the band, vampirism is a persona. For these two seductive beauties, it's a way of life. The film's soundtrack throbs with the biggest names in goth music, including New Skin, Fear Cult, and Raised in Black. I have to say that the music is one of the better elements of the film. There's one band that plays in the beginning, and I don't know if it was actually them playing like it was their music, but I really liked those characters, the female character in particular, and the song that they played I thought was really good. So basically it's about a battle of the bands contest, and Gothic Vampires from Hell are very ambitious. There's a boyfriend and girlfriend kind of team there. And the girls who are head of Gotham Records are vampires. I mean, there's not much of a plot, but that's basically it. There are a lot of really cheesy kill scenes in this movie with blood spurting out, like you could almost like see the hose going like. And it starts out with this very weird, and it appears a few times in the film, maybe once or twice, this strange like animation. I had no idea what that was about, but I'm really fascinated by it. it's someone came up with this idea to have this animation, and maybe at one point in the film it was going to be like a bigger element, and they just kind of ran out of steam or money. I don't know what happened, but you just have this random animation sequences in the film, which I kind of appreciated. I do love independent film. I used to have, dating back maybe like 2 years ago, I hosted every week. I did it for a year. A screening here in my library. I have it's like a screening room too. I have a big projector and a wall that acts as a screen, and I would show independent movies from all over the world. And sometimes it would be like local filmmakers, and people would show up, and it was like a social event. It was really a lot of fun to do. It was kind of hard to keep up, so I only did it for a year. But this film reminds me of some of the films that I would show during my film festival. It was called Diamond in the Rough Cut. And I had a little award ceremony, all this stuff. It was really fun. Some of the films that I loved best were the ones like this. And so I don't even want to call them a bad film, because it's not bad. If I enjoy it, it's like when I read a schlocky 80s horror book. If I liked it, it's good, you know? So if you're familiar with my channel, I do kind of a lot of like high-low fiction, probably more low than high, and film, but I have a great appreciation for camp and things that have a lot of sincerity, where maybe, you know, someone put a lot of effort into that kill scene, and okay, you can see the hose squirting the blood, but still there's something very cool about it. So I appreciate this film on that level. It doesn't really have much of a plot, but it's basically a series of kill scenes of these vampires kind of taking over, changing the band members into vampires, and then they kind of vamp out. What I find really interesting about this film is they cut back to the same B-roll over and over again. In particular, there's this couple where this guy is whipping, I guess it's his girlfriend or maybe his slave, naked ass through this whole movie. Like, they keep cutting back to it. So I'm guessing maybe the film director had like an open call for extras, like, or maybe he went to like a club and just started like asking, hey, you want to be in this movie? Again, there's this independent spirit of the film that appeals to me, I think, because I'm an indie filmmaker and I know how hard it is. I mean, I see the set, how they create a set with, you know, stapling fabrics on a wall somewhere, and setting a table in front of it and trying to make it look like a nightclub. I've done all those tricks myself. So I think part of my appreciation for this film, probably a big part of my appreciation for this film, is that element. So I recommend it on that level alone. It's a great drive-in movie. It's a great movie if you want to have a few drinks, party a little bit with some friends, and do like a mystery science theater thing with it. It's very rewarding on that level. If you're looking for a great storyline and like a quality film, this isn't it. But if you appreciate the kind of film that I've been talking about, then I think if the types of people who appreciate the type of film know who they are, I hope. And so I would just recommend it with that caveat. So I'm also very curious about the soundtrack. I may check out some of these bands because I did like the music a lot. Now, my husband hates these schlocky horror movies that I love, and he refuses to watch them. I mean, I got him to watch Body Double with me the other night, but that's about as schlocky as he's going to get. You know, Brian De Palma is now considered like an auteur. But someone who appreciates this movie as much as I do is Batilda. So I did get this message via satellite from her, and I wanted to see if I could talk to her and see if she's watched this movie too and what she thinks. So let's cut to that right now.
Can you hear her? Can you hear her? Can you hear her moan?
Okay, so I guess she's a little busy with her new friend. So anyway, let me know in the comments below if you've ever seen this crazy movie, or if you have any interest, or if you have any recommendations for schlocky horror films, cheap, low budget, along this line. I would love to know what they are, because I would certainly check them out. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for stopping by my haunted library, and I'll see you soon. Bye.